Coming now on stage, we have someone from Facebook, and in a conversation with Frederic Lardinois, we have Sriman Krishnan, who's product manager at Facebook and was in charge of the development of Facebook mobile ads, which is a platform very interesting for brands because this way of advertising is quite powerful. And so we'll hear about this specific topic and what's next from the main in charge of this mobile ads. Please help me welcome Sriman Krishnan and Frederic Lardinois.
Good morning.
Morning.
Bright and early.
Very early.
Very early. So we're going to talk about Facebook ads, mobile ads specifically, I think, for the most part. But first of all, who are you and what do you do at Facebook?
Wow, it's a good question. I ask myself that every morning. Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and thank you to the folks who have shown up here very, very early to watch this. To the folks watching on YouTube, you may not know this, there was a party last night, so we really appreciate you guys being out here. So I work on Facebook's product team on mobile ads, and more specifically, I work on mobile app ads. So this is basically where app developers can go and get distribution for the apps using Facebook advertising.
And we're going to talk about that quite a bit more later on, but just maybe to open up a little bit more generally, it's been really interesting to watch how Facebook went from almost struggling on mobile and everybody was wondering how can Facebook make money on mobile, to now making, I think about, what's it, 49% of your revenue, your ad revenue comes from mobile. What happened there over the last year? How did you get to that point?
Yeah, so I think around like 18 months ago, if you look at it, or maybe a couple of years ago, Facebook kind of went through this fundamental transformation in how we think about mobile. I think yesterday, Chris Daniels, who was there talking to Loic, actually did a great job talking about this. We fundamentally changed the way we designed and built our mobile products. We changed the way we engineered them. We changed the way how frequently we ship those products. So if you look at 18 months ago, we had like no mobile advertising products, and I think what we've really done over the last 18 months is build out a bunch of these capabilities on mobile. For example, app ads in particular has been, like, I think, a big part of that story where 18 months ago, this product did not exist. It launched, I think, October of last year. Mm-hmm. And just in the last year or so, we've seen like a fair bit of traction and success. So.
Well, it seems like a fair bit of traction, yeah, no doubt. Just quick question for the audience here. How many of you use Facebook ads in general? Are you advertisers on Facebook? How many of you use the mobile ads as well? And okay, there's a few. And the app install ads, is any mobile developers here? Nobody's using those yet. It's about time, I think you would say. But just in general, for those who don't use it, maybe just give us a quick overview. What are the kind of mobile ads that Facebook offers right now? Because those have been kind of moving along pretty quickly in the last couple of months and 2 years maybe or so.
I think if you look at it, if you look at Facebook on mobile, Facebook newsfeed is a huge part of what everybody does on mobile. And I think what we have done is put a lot of work into how Facebook ads, which show up on newsfeed, work well both on desktop, desktop web, as well as on mobile. So this means, whether you want to go, promote a page post. This means whether you want to send somebody to like a mobile website, or like the thing which I work on, which is you want to send somebody to install an app or send them back inside an app. So those are kind of like the various things you can do. And I think what we've really done is we've tried to tell advertisers that, hey, you don't really have to worry about whether this is on mobile or this is on web. Like, we are going to try and find the right audience for you and try and make sure we deliver the right results that you're looking for.
And I know you really want to talk about the mobile app install ads. So maybe you
what
can...
What gave you that?
I think it's what you do most of the day. Tell us a little bit more about that. How does that work? What does it do for an advertiser?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I think mobile app install ads or mobile app ads is like a fascinating story. It's like something around a year ago, we basically said, well, how do we really go help app developers? So I think we have over like a couple of million apps between the iOS App Store and Google Play. And let's say you're a startup and you built an app, maybe using Parse, and you have the great.
Why would you use Parse? No, I'm just kidding.
Because it's the best way to build apps out there.
It's for those of you who don't know. Facebook acquired Parse just a couple of months ago. So.
Yeah, I mean, Ilya, who's the CEO of Parse, who actually spoke day before yesterday, sits right next to me, so I have to make sure, I make him happy. But anyway, so let's say you build this great product and you go get this app out there, and then you're like, wow, when I'm one among like a million apps, and how do I actually get users? We might get some press maybe from TechCrunch. You might get some of your friends to use it, but like, how do you actually get like great volumes of users and the kind of users that you care about to go use the app? And I think we kind of looked at it and we basically said, okay, how can we help these developers? So we basically said, okay, we have an app that is used by, I think at last count, we have over 500 million people use the Facebook app every single day. Like, we can basically go help developers reach the audience they care about and get the distribution they want. So I think at Facebook, when we think about developers, we think about it in terms of 3 pillars. We think about it like, how do you help you build your apps? How do you help you like monetize your apps? And also, how do you help you grow the audience? And this fit perfectly there. How do you help you grow that audience? So we started off around a year ago. We tested a bit. I think if you've seen our ad products, like the way the ad looks, it's kind of evolved. And as of now, we have seen over 175 million installs just this year alone. We have over 8,000 advertisers, and it's something like we're just really, really excited about.
Maybe walk us through for a moment what it looks like just building one of these ads. Is it similar to building, just creating a regular Facebook ad, or what's different here for?
Well, first, you need an app that you want to go promote.
That helps.
But I think it's super simple. If you want to get started right now, you can just go to facebook.com/ad/create. And what we'll basically say is, hey, give us a URL of the app you want to go promote. And then you say, okay, here are the images that you want. Here's the audience that you want to go reach. And you're really good to go. And within like a few minutes, or you have an ad set up which is going to reach the audience you care about. Now, this is just to go get started. Obviously, there's a lot of work you might want to put into to make sure that, hey, this is like how do these ads look like? Do I have the right kind of images that represents my app? Am I reaching the right audience? But to get started, just super simple. This is something you can do in just like the first few minutes. As you scale up, we have like a bunch of partners we work with who can also go help you like go manage your Facebook ad campaigns and like run your campaigns for you, which is like a lot of the more like a bigger companies often wind up using.
You've been running them for about a year now. You've made some announcements quite recently about re-engaging users, and that's a huge problem for app developers, right? People download an app and it takes, they look at it for 10 seconds and they say, hey, that's a nice app, and then they forget about it. You guys have a product that helps getting people back into the app as well, right? It's not just installing the app, but going beyond that.
Right. I think like what we have seen is this fundamental shift in the industry where people are just not focused on getting new installs anymore, but also like once I've gotten an install, how do I actually bring somebody back inside the app? Like we have this data, I think Localytics did this study which said that I think like only 1 in 10 users or some very low number of users wind up coming back inside the app. So if you think about it, like the analogy I use is like, let's say you're running a restaurant and you bring in somebody through the door, you get them seated at the table, then you never talk to them, or you never think about how do you bring them back inside the restaurant. So we thought about this, and we launched mobile app ads for engagement a month ago. And what these do is you can send users back inside the app. So, for example, let us say you are running a travel app. And if you want to target the audience that who wants to go travel, you can say, okay, here's this really gorgeous trip or this offer or promotion that we are running right now, and you can have a specific button which is book now, and they press the button and they go back inside the app. So it's like,
deep linking into the app.
Right. For example, one good, we had like lots of like good early results. Like one great company which is doing like really good things with app engagement ads is a startup based in London called Whiteplan. Now, if you guys haven't heard of them, you should go check it out. It's a really, really neat events app. And what these guys do is they basically let you go look at discover events and find the events you want to go to. And they've been using app engagement ads to drive people back inside the app. So for example, I'm a big fan of U2. And if there's a U2 concert in town, they know that, and they can say, hey, here's a picture of Bono, and press book now, and I'm off within a few hours, hopefully listening to The Edge. And these guys have just great data. They've seen over like 200% on return on investment on their ad spend. They've gotten, I think, like 1 in 20 people to go actually purchase a ticket or a booking after clicking on this. And we just seen like a lot of great excitement.
So that's pretty high engagement for a mobile ad.
Because if you think about it, somebody's already installed your app, right? So they've shown great intent already. They have gone to the trouble of going to the App Store, pressing install, and it has a home on their phone. So it turns out that if you say, hey, here's a good reason for you to go back inside the app, they're like, wow, I knew this app, I know this app, and okay, I'm just going to press that button and I have something new. So if you're a game developer and you see that your audience is maybe bored or they're not coming inside the game, we just want to reward them. You can say, here's a new offer, here's some new maps, here's some new content, here's some new gems. You can just reward them in some way. So it's just, or if you're running a music app, you can say, hey, here's this new album we have out. It's a great way to go reach the audience who's already kind of engaged with you.
Are there any specific kinds of apps that work really, really well for this kind of product, for this kind of ad?
I think it works pretty broadly. I mean, if you think about it, when somebody installs the app, it's much more than visiting a website, right? You go to the App Store, you press install, you download the app, it shows up on your phone, it might be on the home screen. So they've already taken a lot of interest in it. And I think across the board, if you're a gaming company and you can send users back inside the app to say, hey, here's this new piece of content we have. If you're an entertainment company, you can say, hey, here's this new movie or new album. So across the board, there's always reasons to send people back inside the app, because you're almost always doing something new, or you almost always have a reason for them to go back.
It sounds like that. I was going to ask you just about best practices for creating those apps, but just for Facebook ads in general, maybe also. It sounds like having something new is a good thing, right? You need to create content that you can advertise to get people back. But maybe we only have a few minutes left. Just in general, what are some of those kind of best practices you see in terms of mobile ads and also the app install ads?
Sure. I think the key thing to keep in mind is if you look at where your ads show up, they show up in Facebook newsfeed, which is a very intimate, personal experience. I mean, they're going to show up between photos of your friends' kids. They're going to show up between photos of LeWeb', and you have to really think about where it's going to show up. I think there's sort of 3 pillars we care about. The first is the images that you pick. Just like any form of advertising, the visual that you use to communicate with is super important. So pick an image which shows what the app is about and really gives people a reason to go install the app. The second part of it is about reaching the right audience. So if, for example, I'm a U2 user, if you show me a Miley Cyrus ad, I'm probably not the best audience for it. Apologies, there are big Miley Cyrus fans in here.
Or you don't want to admit it right here.
Yeah. No comment. But it's really think about like the right audience that you want to go reach with your ad. And third, experiment. I mean, if you look at the really smart advertisers on Facebook, they set up a lot of campaigns to experiment with the right kind of images, the right kind of audience to get the right results for them. And fourth, I would probably say use app engagement.
and analytics, right? You've got some pretty decent analytics for advertisers as well. So.
Right. I think this industry has really moved in the last couple of years, where if you go back 2 years, every mobile app install advertiser really cared about just CPIs, which is like what is the cost of an install. But now everybody thinks about how much does it cost me to get a transaction, to a purchase, a new booking, a song downloaded, right? And what we have done is really invested deeply in building out these measurement capabilities. So on Facebook itself, we have something called app events, where you instrument your app, and we can say, hey, this ad campaign resulted in so many purchases. So this is the amount of return on spend you have. We also have a partner ecosystem called the Mobile Measurement Partners. We work with all the top measurement companies on mobile, and most apps already have one of their SDKs integrated, and they plug in with us, they work with us, so you can track ROI, LTV, all these good three-letter acronyms on their end.
All the things that advertisers do care about quite
Right,
a bit.
and I think this is really a good way of switching the conversation from just cost per install to cost per, the KPI that your real business really runs on, which is really important.
No doubt about it. Looking forward, a couple of seconds left here. The theme of LeWeb is the next 10 years. It's hard. You guys have just been making money of this for a year, but just look forward a little bit into the future. What do you think is the future of mobile advertising for Facebook or just in general as well?
Well, we're just really getting started here. I think Facebook has this saying internally that we are 1% done, and this journey is just beginning. I think basically we would love to have ads which are indistinguishable from just the content that you see organically. And I think the best kind of ads are the one that you just. If you think about ads you see from childhood, right, which have deep emotional experience, you don't really think of it as advertising. It just spoke to you. And I think what we're going to, I think over the next 10 years, you're going to see a lot of that, where we really focus on getting advertisers to, getting better ads in there, making it simpler to create these ads, and most of all, have these really engaging, amazing user experiences for the ads itself.
Is video a part of that?
Well, for mobile app install ads, we do have a video, which I think we launched a month ago.
Nice job. There's been lots of rumors about Facebook doing video ads, so I know you're doing some of that there, but no comment.
No, I'm afraid not.
I tried. All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you.